Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. This week we are meeting Priya, and Priya was one of the first of the friends of Ella that I came up with, and she is very much a direct uh, tribute to a dear friend of mine who I'm going to ask a couple questions to this week as we dive into the character of Priya, and that is my dear friend Anjali. Anjali, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. We're having a late night pajama interview, so this is
Good.
awesome.
This is
Um,
on top,
yeah.
pajama on bottom.
So just I had a couple quick questions for you that I would love to ask you. So first of all, the character design of Priya. What do you think of the character design? What do you think of the
I
character of Priya?
I love her. I you know I'm looking at her right now. Um, I it makes me think about how I just didn't see anything even close to myself represented when I was younger, and that it just blows my mind that I was looking at all the characters and just how beautiful it'll be when there's a show that just brings together so many different people's experiences.
Hmm.
um, I saw the movie. It's a short film called Sanjay's Super Team. I don't know if you've seen it. It came before The Good Dinosaur in theaters, a
Yeah.
Pixar film. And it surrounded a little Indian boy and his father praying. And when that um, when that came on, I like started crying because I just had
Mhm.
never seen um, like my culture or people that look like me represented that way. And my son had come with me, and he was one of the first movies he saw. So he was really young at the time too, but he just kind of looked at me like not understanding. Um, and I thought, what an awesome experience that one of the first movies he gets to see, it wasn't the full length film, but right at the beginning, from the moment, he started going to movies, he saw somebody that looked like him on the
Mhm.
screen. And, there just can't be enough of that. And so it
Mhm.
just warms my heart to see Priya there with her little baby curls on the side
Mhm. Mhm.
and her long hair and her brown skin. And, yeah, looks wonderful. I just can't wait.
I love that. I love that. Um, so I remember a few years ago you wrote a song um, that you sang called Anjanou,
Yes.
and I remember hearing you sing it, and that was after you had gotten your voice back.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
After my surgery and recovery. And
yeah, and not a lot of people know this, but you are the inspiration for the name of my theater company, right?
yes.
Like Echo. Like I was thinking about that you weren't able to speak at the time, even because of the damage to your vocal cords.
Yeah. There was an
Um,
event then too. I remember I'd like come to an
you had a
event
little
and I was
speaker that
speaking.
you were talking through.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was part of what I was thinking when I wrote this character. Just so she wants to be a singer on stage like her mom, uh, which is the character in the show, right? She's the
Yeah.
daughter of a stage actor and singer, and that was very much inspired by you. So I guess my question is going to be now one about more representation uh, for adults.
Mhm.
It is my intention to cast you as her mom, to cast you as a person that is an ingenue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean for you in terms of the opportunities you've had uh, as a performer?
Yeah. I mean, the song was basically saying that at the time, and I was um, really, it was like the early 2000s that I was full on auditioning all the time. That was my job. I was like full on, full time professional actress. And just that feeling that it was always going to be the that extra role that you were up for, like the friend or the funny one on the side. Um, Even though I I didn't feel like that would always sometimes be what I was best for. Um, and I mean, it's there were a few times where there were exceptions, and and I've really treasured those people that thought that way even back then, and saw that way. Um, and Yeah, it would just any opportunity to kind of, now I'm getting older, and so I don't know if if I quite fit ingenue, like what the general term of ingenue is anymore. But just that idea that you can that there isn't like the just regular peg in the hole anymore in terms of when it comes to roles. The fact that you know we can be so much more creative and imaginative and open and inclusive with how we cast things, and the fact that like I could have the opportunity to do something that is like an ingenue role now, it's like
Mhm.
just kind of like mind blowing to me, because it's been a long time, and I haven't really um, even thought. I sang that song, but I sang that song as a picture of the past and not really as like even a wish I thought of for the future. But it will
Yeah.
be just an amazing thing to get to do.
Yeah, it's funny actually because so the character of Priya's mother, I was thinking of that too, right? That um to be able to show someone who is in that position in that field that isn't necessarily the age that you would expect or the culture that you usually see in that, right? I think that's an intentional thing in terms of trying to show kids that you can do anything, that you are this ball of endless possibility. And the the more that we foster an environment where that is always true, the better.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. And
um yes.
no, it just also popped into my mind about just how they did the casting for Hamilton, and how why can't I think of Renee Goldsberry's middle name? um,
Elise.
Elise, I think. And then
Mhm.
I was like, am I thinking that because of Eliza? But Renee Elise Goldsberry, was maybe not the ingenue role there, but she was in that mold of the younger, attractive kind of female role in a musical. And she, when she played that part on Broadway, was well into her 30s, if not, I think her early 40s
Mhm.
when she did that. So, uh, that maybe that came to mind when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm not
um
sure if,
oh,
go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, I think I lost you. You still there? You're frozen. Okay, I think we're back.
Hey.
Sorry, sorry about that. And
No
my
worries.
I was on the Xfinity Wi-Fi instead of my actual network, which happens sometimes. So okay, it still is recording though, so we are still good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it went back. I became host for a second. Do you want to cut back to something, or do
No,
you want to move
I
forward?
caught you right at the end there, so I think I got
Okay.
all the sound bites for that question. So I just have one more question for you. Um,
Okay.
so Priya's primary motivator is art and music, and beauty, and not beauty in the physical sense, but just like putting beautiful things into the world, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I guess my question would be, when did you fall in love with music and with performing?
Um, I started taking piano lessons when I was 3, but my mom used to sing to me a lot growing up. And when I was a baby, when I was like um, a toddler, she was a Montessori school teacher. So she just had that background of singing with kids, even though she will say that she doesn't have a beautiful voice at all. She does. She does.
Hmm.
She's just not fond of performing. Um, so I had that from the time I was young, and then I started taking piano lessons. Um, and I was a really shy child. I was really shy in school. Um, I would not speak up for myself a lot in school, or raise my hand, or talk a ton. Um, but somehow performing was the time when I could I could shine. At first, it was mainly piano that I would perform at, but then when I was like 8 or 9, I started singing too because I love to do it. Um, and so I was really up to like college pretty shy in the school setting. And it was just really through performing that I was able to show people like parts of me that they wouldn't get to see otherwise. Um, and so that's really what made me fall in love with performing, was somehow when I took someone else's words or someone else's music, I was able to share more of myself than I just could sitting with somebody in a party or something like
That's amazing because so here's what I wrote about Priya. Um,
that.
Priya is very shy and quiet, but opens up when she gets to sing.
Yay! Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Um, and her best friend is Fatima, who is based on Dima Ali. And Dima's more um, uh, bold and brave,
Hmm.
and and does not let people mess with Fatima. Fatima's the youngest of the kids, right? So everyone's like 4. She's not quite 4 yet. And whenever Fatima sees that, Priya is being stepped on, like she's like,
Hmm.
that's not happening.
No.
And very much, is an advocate for her. So like, I'm excited to see that dynamic play out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So those were my 3 questions. Do you have anything else you want to say before we finish this interview?
Hmm. I'm just excited, and it's pretty like somebody based on Dima being best friends with me. That's not bad at all. She's awesome.
She's pretty great. She's pretty great. Yeah.
No, I'm just like really excited for you, um, and for this journey and this process that you're going to be going through, and on this journey you're going to be going on this year. And yeah, can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And
You're
thank you,
welcome.
everybody, who watched. I'd like to thank Anjali for spending a few minutes with us to talk about the character of Priya. I'm excited for everyone to see how this evolves, and we'll be continuing to give updates every week. So be sure to tune in week to week to see the updates on the characters, and look for in hopefully late February, maybe early March, our second round of fundraising will kick off with um, a prequel of sorts about Ella before they move. It's going to be all about managing emotions. I'm in the process of writing it right now. It's really, really good. I can't wait for people to see it. And we will be debuting the prototype of the Ella puppet, and when we do that little prequel. So be
Oh.
sure to check that out. Thank you, everybody.